Hey, 5459.
Hey, GM.
Hey. What do you think? Be on like this station server, but meet in the GM coffee zone just because it's more mobile friendly.
So on the station server or GM Coffee?
Yeah, I'm on the station server, just FYI. GM, everyone. Hey, congrats, 5459 on selling your piece.
Yeah, that was kind of unexpected.
Yeah, so I have to put something else inside of the gallery.
Yeah, I'll make another DALL-E 2-piece.
Infinite pieces. You know something I was thinking about? What do you think about the concept where do you think it's better to do like where you optimize one piece, or better to like spend more time thinking about the prompt and then only do one prompt, and then just say I'm going to pick like the second output or the third output or the first output or something? Or do you like kind of optimize a specific prompt?
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of optimization with the prompts that can happen. I don't know if I would do it with DALL-E 2 necessarily, because I think it's better for photographs and like 3D realistic pieces. And those, I think, it's better to just optimize the prompt. But like for art styles and stuff, I think that one is like if I went into it like wanting to paint over a prompt, then I would keep generating over and over again to see if something pops out that is good, and then I'll just run with it.
Hey everyone, yeah, congrats on selling your piece. That was really fast and it wasn't even displayed on the Bcard gallery yet. So I really advise that you make like one or two at least, just to be like safe, maybe even three. But yeah, about this DALL-E too, do you need an invite or can I like get it somewhere freely?
Yeah, so you can sign up to be like not a beta tester, but like if you go to the OpenAI DALL-E 2 site, you can, I guess, stand in line or like get into a queue. I don't really know how they pick people to, like allow in, because I didn't even apply that long ago. Maybe it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they let me in. And I know that other people have waited for many months, so I'm not sure how they pick. But yeah, I would recommend you just submit your name. I think there's like a link that you can put like a gallery. Like if you have your own art pieces, like put a link to it. Maybe that'll make it go faster. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you work on anything in a Bcard, or is it today upgrading anything on your end?
You mean in my portal?
Yeah, in your portal, or do any like 3D stuff?
No, I'm just updating music every day, so that's still rolling. But no, I haven't done any other major changes.
It's the first time I'm visiting the Good Coffee station. It's really nice. So 448, did you make some of these 3D chairs or what have you?
I was importing them, so I just found model 3D model imported it in Blender, and you can like choose color or find textures. And if it's like really complex pieces, you need to like find a lot of good textures. But for like simpler ones, it's fairly easy to do. So not like I'm doing anything really skillful. I'm just importing, exporting, and stuff like that.
Well, still, props. Good job. I like all the textures.
WDM, what's kind of your timeline on putting your thing live?
It's probably going to go live in the next day. I kind of just wanted to mint my piece that I'm going to be hanging up there around the same time I kind of like open up the shop, like kind of make the announcement. So that's going to be within the next day. And within the next day, if I get a couple more pieces, that'd be great. From some community members, I'm going to be reaching out, helping people. And I'm just looking around, and I expect this to get more filled up as we go. But I'd like to get probably like, again, 7 to 10, and we have around 7 right now. So I've gotten an interest from a couple people on the fence. Kind of want to push them over. If we get around,
That's what it does.
if we get a couple more pieces, it'll look really nice to open up. So not too worried about that, but probably in the next day we will we'll open up live. And my goal is to give this a lot of publicity, give it a lot of marketing. I'm going to be posting a lot about it. If we add a new artist, I'll talk a little bit about their piece if they want, or I'll post about it and say, hey, you can find it here. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to have in there, and probably we'll get like a decent amount of like per week. So that's pretty good. And then I want to say thanks to Rose Jade for giving making the menu in the coffee shop.
You're welcome. Glad to contribute.
I think it looks really good. And I mean, the really basic thing being that, we can create stuff for our worlds just as easily as like purchasing stuff. And, for customizable work, it just makes a lot of sense and kind of shows that, really like the artwork is like rather infinite because, anyone can create stuff pretty much instantaneously if it's just an image or a 3D rendering. So I think it's pretty cool that like in this back area of the coffee shop, like there's four pieces that. So maybe over time we'll trend to having mostly community built like utility stuff. I'm talking like 3D images and more like newsletters and text-based things, will probably be almost exclusively created, by Bcard members for Bcard spaces.
I really can't wait for your shop, VDM. Not like your, but like your curated and stuff. You're put together. Really can't wait for it. And I think the fact that like 5459 just like made this piece, put in the work, it turned out really great, and it sold in an hour. I think it's a nice, really nice to see that, and it like gives like wise that this could happen, and that this could be interested in all of this.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't kidding. There's community members that want to buy other community members' art because we have a lot of talented artists, and it also is going to be a place where what Aid said, like it's gonna be an ever changing room and gallery. So that'll be fun. That's a reason to come in and check it out. And I will be posting all of the new stuff that goes in there. So that's a nice little use case.
Yep. Yeah, I think it'll be really good. Just especially like 324, who bought 5459s is like a Bcard holder. I would anticipate the vast majority of the initial wave of buying will be likely within the Bcard people ecosystem, which I think is pretty good because it shows that our little community can kind of have its own small GDP or whatnot, and to after this to have 3D shops, because I think since we're existing in this metaverse, we kind of know what's useful, maybe more than having 100 different chair options. There's probably other objects that are pretty compelling to have. And so I think 3D stores will end up being really popular because so far 3D doesn't actually trade at a premium at all to 2D stuff. It probably trades at a substantial discount, because it seems that for the most part of one pieces. And so it'd be kind of interesting to see how the relative pricing of 2D versus 3D plays out in our own ecosystem. Because 3D is actually probably a lot of effort, and it ends up not really like all the people that we buy the furniture from. I mean, they've only sold less than 1 ETH of stuff, which is kind of crazy. But clearly, if there's a lot more demand for that stuff, then more people will come in the space and develop metaverse, uh, pieces, and the value of that incremental piece, is quite good for making our ecosystem better looking.
Yeah, cool. 1 out of 1 3D pieces could trade at value of cube, because it's 3D.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it trades. But I mean, right now there's just no market for 3-dimensional pieces really, so they don't really trade at premium, because if you're looking at it from an OpenSea lens, everything is 2-dimensional. So we keep doing Bcard 2.0 testing. We think we're going to have the contract done in the next 24-ish hours, but then it'll probably take 2 or 3 days to port over all the previous transactions into the new contract. So I would say we'll probably send out some sort of notice of final snapshot where we're taking Bcard sends as of X time or as of X block or whatever, and then anything that happens after that is just kind of on this legacy chain, which will be a collector's chain, and then all new transactions will happen on the new fully on-chain contract.
And when will the digits lift for the requirement to mint sorry?
The second that the second contract's live.
Got it. Okay, good. That's just good to know for people too, because that's the onboarding moment. So okay,
I think and I anticipate that there'll be some hand holding initially, but we hope to have minimal interactions actually, hopefully after a week or two, and then the network can basically kind of grow just with our encouragement, but shouldn't really rely much on administrative assistance or anything. So yeah, we'll just go. Anyone can be in Bcard. Probably at the end of this upcoming week, I would expect. We do have to port over like 7,000 transactions, so that's a bit time consuming on our end. But other than that, we should be good. And then I think, my focus is probably going to be a bit heavier on that, in that weeks than, I'll still do some metaverse development, but I'll be probably more focused on, that initial stage of onboarding, because it's pretty important to make sure, all the communication of how to use the on-chain stuff, because it's a bit more technical than the current setup, but not significantly more technical, just following other buttons to press.
Have you thought at all about what the release day is going to look like? Are you going to make some announcement or thread, or should we all meet up for an event in our station or something like that? I don't know if you've thought about anything like that.
Just because I'll definitely do a big post about it, for sure. I'll probably do a mega post about 2.0, probably, maybe on my main account, just to get the most viewership.
Yeah.
And then, probably be a bit more time spent on, figuring out the best way to onboard, a new. I mean, let's be real, we don't really know what to anticipate. So, we built it to be scalable. So, if there's a lot of demand, it should have that capacity, no problem. And that's why it took so long to build. Because there's a lot of fringe cases that you kind of have to somewhat plan for. But yeah, I mean, we're getting pretty damn close. I mean, our contract up, we're just doing our final, because it's actually, I don't know if you guys have developed on Polygon at all, but you basically develop an Ethereum contract and then you layer on a, then you can just do it on Polygon. So, yeah, we're pretty damn close, I think.
Is it Solidity?
Yeah, it's all Solidity. Yeah, I think we have 900 custom lines of Solidity code tracks or some shit. The problem with code for Ethereum is you're very constrained with space, because you only have 24 kilobytes. So it's the opposite. You have to be extremely efficient with the usage, and so you have a master contract, and you have to just be very cautious of what you're using it for. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions on that. But we're hoping that we will be live very, very soon. I mean, the contract will probably be live before we officially announce, because we still have to port over everything. But we're probably thinking maybe tomorrow I'll make the announcement, and I'll give 12 to 24 hours before I say, okay, everything on this contract is getting ported. But feel free to still send bcards, but just understand that after that point on this chain, they won't be ported over to the new chain. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the announcement side. But what do you think? Would you guys want to do kind of a Bcard 2.0 party in the metaverse?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's one of our biggest events. So if we get some density, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I think the big difference is now we can invite anyone, and we don't have to be restrictive. And I'm very excited about that. I mean, we're seeing ENS names a day get minted, right? And more important than the number of names getting minted, we're seeing something 1,000 to 1,500 new people come to ENS every day. And then on top of that, we can just start onboarding anyone. They don't even need to have an ENS. But I mean, it just shows, we want to be as open as possible, non-restrictive, non-elitist, or anything like that. I think it's the way to go, personally. Because if you look at it like on site, like token gating everything, and I think we'll just kind of embrace the opposite, philosophy that, if any individual within Bcard wants to token gate, that's fine. But, we'll be very focused on being very open.
Yeah, I mean, we could, with the token gate stuff, I mean, we don't have to go over this too much, but like we could do something so simple as like, even if you hold like a B card or something, you could come in a room. I don't know. But yeah, it's like much sense right now. We're trying to include everyone. But, maybe if one of the community rooms or something, but it doesn't matter right now. I'm not really thinking about that.
No, I'm not thinking about it either. I was just saying it like in contrast. I think it'll be good to be like a competitive advantage to be very open and not restrictive. That was all my comment was. Happy to, if any of you guys have thoughts on it, but I'm pretty pumped about it. It's going to be such a relief. It's been a lot of time to get to this point. I only see like 2 of you guys in here. Are we on split servers, or like 5459? Are you in here?
Yeah, I'm in here. I see 448.
Oh, so are you just on the GM Coffee server?
Oh yeah, I think we didn't do the from station maybe.
Yeah, I didn't do it actually. I just went to GM Coffee.
Okay, yeah, we can just come here. I mean, I moved over as well. I mean, the reason the GM Coffee thing, I think, is a very good name is it's easy for anyone in Web3 to remember. And we already have a logo. Yay.
So GM Coffee, you think it's going to be a good one?
I mean, just because we set it up, because it doesn't have, we were yesterday. I mean, you were here, but some other people are new, or not new, but they weren't here yesterday. I mean, yesterday, just as a reference, we were running like analytics, like, or I was anyway, on like how much RAM it was using to operate it. And so we were really working to get it as low as possible. So we removed some music. We don't have any portals in this one, because even adding one portal materially changes the lag. And we got the lag basically is very low. I mean, where it runs perfectly. I tried it on 2 different mobile devices, one old, one new, and it worked well on both of them. And we do have a few animations, but they're all on very like low data usage art blocks, like hyperhash and stuff, and because those don't use very much data. But we eliminated as much of the 3-dimensional things as possible to make it, be still like a coffee shop, but also render well and easily on mobile. So, I mean, yeah, I know that's long-winded, but I kind of feel like Station, we probably realistically get a huge bounce rate on, because anyone that's on mobile is going to bounce on it. I mean, it doesn't even load. But again, you can't have a portal station without that. So, there's not a great, it's not an ideal setup. If you fully utilize on-site, it just straight up does not work on mobile. What do you think, Good Vibes?
Hey, GM, everybody. Yeah, no, I think, it's been an ongoing process in regards to everything that's been built, right? The station, popping up in the station and then going to wherever you want to go to, if you're not on a computer, it's not going to happen. So I do think that it's nice to have that like intro lobby area, that like place where it's just people talking, and then you can kind of decide where you want to go from there. So the coffee shop could definitely be that intro spot, and then have that. I don't know if there's a portal there. I haven't gone since yesterday, but like having a portal in the coffee shop that then takes you to the station, and then from the station you can go wherever you want if you're able to. And then of course you can get more complex with having a portal that's kind of more focused on the mobile friendly side, and that's just another concept. But I do agree, regardless of the coffee shop being like that intro spot.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like that's the one reason why I say, if we wanted to make this the main station GM coffee, like with the question mark from equal station, then you still have the ability to press F and then go back to station. The problem with adding even a single portal is it does materially lag. So it still will work, but it does increase the lag. So I don't know what you guys think is the best.
Yeah, actually, to add on that, if I may, I mean, I like that, and that makes a lot of sense, because I kind of missed that yesterday. I was wrapping my head around everything you guys were saying as much as I could, but that makes perfect sense, because yes, the portal, if it adds more lag, I don't think it's necessary. And regardless, if you're gonna go back to the station, more than likely, well, I mean, I guess now the station is a little more mobile friendly. Is that correct?
No,
It's
station
not. Okay.
is not mortal. It's definitely not mobile friendly. It will,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So keeping that in mind, that station is not mobile friendly. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to really have a portal to go to station if it's not mobile friendly. I mean, the coffee shop is going to ground everybody on the mobile side. It'll be a nice place to pull up and leave and discuss, and then people will then therefore actually want to visit the station, and then they'll open up their laptop on a later date. But in regards to introducing people to the space, I think the coffee shop with no, because I don't know if you can press F on mobile, right? So, I mean, regardless, in order to get to station, you would have to be on a computer. So I think it's a nice way to keep the mobile people in a nice mobile friendly area without them straying into places that they would then bounce off.
I'm gonna test something where if I put the portal, like say behind the GM coffee space, if that impacts it, because if you put the portal up at the front, it definitely impacts it. So I'm gonna see real quick. Maybe it's not as bad, and so that way, if you like are in the know, it would work. But if you're not, it's all right.
And I'd be happy to update signage or add signage if you want me to plug the link to the station.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys want to refresh and just see if any of you are on mobile, we want to see if it has any notice difference.
What's the link we're using here? Just GM Coffee, or do you want us to use the GM Coffee question mark from equal sign station?
I would just use GM Coffee because
just for testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, here's another problem. So even if you do that and you put the portal in, the problem with that is then you're still on a different server. So, you either, the basic thing is if you want people to be on the same server, they have to do the from equals thing. And the question is, how do we create, like, I guess the question is if we're mobile friendly. And it might not be that, I don't know.
Listen, I just went through the GM coffee shop, and it worked perfectly. And then I went to the portal for station, and I just crashed immediately. So like, what I don't like, what are we trying to accomplish? Like, because the mobile, this doesn't work.
I feel like,
doesn't work on
I
mobile.
just feel like it's nice to have a friendly spot. Now, the purpose is for them to move around and travel mobile. I feel like the purpose is to get them to actually open up that laptop that's in their room instead of them having that laptop as their intro. You know, they could have their intro on a mobile friendly spot. But yeah, I don't think the portal's important. I think the F button is fine. In regards to the link though, GM Coffee ? From = station. I personally think that that's a fine link for people to use to come in and just see what it's all about.
Thank you for your input. Why don't we just go kind of around the horn? So like 448, what do you think is the best practice?
So, yeah, it's a little bit hard to decide. Having the longer link would make sense if there would be some people who would chill in a coffee shop and then some other who are traveling. But yeah, it's like a longer link. But I definitely think there should be a place, mobile friendly place, and even if I'm like joining on cyber only from computer, I still like to join GM Coffee just because my computer doesn't get hot. So if I would be like chilling there daily, like doing like my daily job, even like maybe working at office, and if I would like love to have this separate window with metaverse open, it would definitely that it would be lag free even for computers. About yeah, I don't know. Another option is to have GM Coffee either or without the station server, but like have we could import some instructions about like that their station is like maybe the main place, you know, or that you can like go visit all the community member portals, like put some people can like, as Good Vibe said, just like join here, have this first experience, and also maybe but like to not but still we would have to like we would have opportunity to educate on other stuff like the station, but we could do that like maybe just like a text importing NFT and some basic info.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm going to throw out another potential option. You know, if we're on the right server, meaning the station server, well, yeah, it's not great that we can't choose our server name, but anyway, you know, one option would be instead of having portals, we have just like basically a directory, and if people want, they could, you know, they see a map and then they could type in, you know, whatever space they want to go to. And I know that's not ideal, but that is mobile friendly, and that would still allow you to like visit the rest of the ecosystem without like your computer. What do you think?
So yeah, and one idea, you could make just like NFT or something that says like community portals, and if you press E and open it, you see all the links, and you could in the description, so people can maybe like copy the links from like description file or something, and we could put like right servers for them if that's necessary.
Yeah, thought. I mean, that's kind of what some variation of what I was thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
The other option too is to, you know, even with individual people, some are mobile friendly and some are not. So, you know, we could even note like this is mobile friendly list, you know, which isn't the full list, because anyone that has portals realistically is not mobile friendly. So, you know, and if you have multiple portals, it's definitely not mobile friendly. Or many, you know, like 5428 isn't. I know the Bcard gallery is not mobile friendly. You know, so, you know, it's kind of a problem because like most people are on their mobile. Actually, you know, we're probably like the big minority of people that are, you know, using desktops or laptops. I mean, here, what do you think? 5459.
that was going to be my next question, right? Which is, what proportion of people who visit on cyber, or I guess in general, are in this space. Like, I've personally never anything related to crypto on mobile. Like maybe I have, I don't know, like a centralized exchange app on my phone, but even then, like I tend to be on desktop.
I personally also almost exclusively use a computer, but I do think that is not the majority of people within crypto.
I think if I could look at where I use Twitter more, and because I'm pretty deep in crypto, I use it on my phone. And the only reason I've been really firing up the laptop is because of these NFTs and building these galleries and building some of this metaverse stuff. So if I'm just like at home and I want to open and I'm on Twitter and I'm scrolling and I want to get on Cyber, the only way is for us to, is to make this user mobile friendly. So what I was thinking is we just turn this a lot, like, or more, into like a little bit of a channel room too. This is Bcard GM coffee shop, and whatever we do, if we want to hang up some cards, I don't know how you want to do it, or any kind of stuff, but I don't know. This is
Yeah. We can obviously hang up, some many Bcards and whatnot. We were going. I was kind of probably gonna wait till the new contract, so everything is, most stuff's like on chain or whatever. But yeah,
Okay.
we can definitely do that. Hang up 10 or 15 or something. Makes it look reasonable.
Yeah.
And I like that idea.
Yeah, and by the way, the blue panelscape looks just incredible in this corner. Just wanted to say that. So,
Thanks.
good job. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely put a bunch of those up. Again, this wasn't even planned to be such a central gallery. The only thing that we're realizing, I think, is even on our PCs or Mac, we're mobile friendly because it does not heat up our computers.
Right. So we just I'm just trying to think about like where we started with this, right? The whole point is if you want to pop in for 2 minutes, right? And I just feel like more people are doing that kind of activity on their phone. Like, yes, do we like to sit down and set up shop with our laptops? Yes. But like for the normies, right? They're mostly probably just scrolling with their thumbs, to be honest.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it sucks because you can't really have the portals without. And what's funny is I think if they designed the portals to just look differently, they would probably, to make them beautiful makes them slow. They could be functional but not beautiful, and work. But I understand why they do what they're doing.
Like, imagine if a portal was just like a plain door instead of like actually looking into where it is that you're actually going into. If it was just like a door, right? Something super simple. I'm pretty sure that'll be less to render. But I'm very happy that we're at least talking about this, because it's like it's cool for us to enjoy it, and I've been having a blast. But it's like it's kind of pointless of having all these portals and putting all this works if it's not going to get mass adopted, right? And as WDM just said, the mass adoption is the normies, and the normies are on their thumbs. So where they can scroll through and kind of get a gist is, it's like putting the bait in, it's like putting the hook in the water, putting some nice bait, and and seeing what we can get, and see how many people we can get. Because at the end of the day, people want to be in this space. Like, who wouldn't want to see a YouTube video with your friends and in a room that you created? But like, in order for them to grasp that concept, they need to scroll by the concept with their fingers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, I believe who originally brought up this concept, but it wasn't just him. It was like 696 in here. Also was kind of alerting to me some lagging problems, and like we've actually deleted, some three-dimensional stuff, some animations, all YouTube. from station in order to manage the bandwidth issues, but the, or the RAM usage or whatever. But the problem is, it's not mobile friendly, and it's actually probably not friendly towards people's computer, like not relatively new. So it's kind of an issue, I think. And I bet you we're some of the only community people talking about it, because a lot of people's stuff, like does not render. I mean, I've sent it to my friends before, and then they're like, it just crashes, and then they never go to it again because they're like, well, I'm not ever on a laptop. I'm like, okay. Here's the other important thing. How are people receiving this? They're probably receiving this information from Twitter or from text message. So again, that's what's happening on mobile.
A 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So knowing that, to get them into the ecosystem, we have to optimize for that. And this is a cool room so far. That's why I just think if we can brand it a little more Bcard inside, it'll be very impressive.
Okay, I'll just make those right. I mean, here's how I know it renders a lot less problematically. On my computer, when I'm rendering create and the thing, like the running one, it usually is like runs really hot and like my fan goes or whatever, but like with this one it doesn't at all. So I think the green room's actually a prime place for Bcards because the contrast.
Yeah, they pop against the green.
Any suggestion on whose Bcards to select? Just based off rankings, like random assortment from the top 25 or something?
Yeah, you could do that. You could do, I don't know, anyone who involved in building it or whatever you want. Keep it consistent, whatever you want. Top 25 is good.
I think it's also cool because, like, I mean, personally, me per se, like, it's been difficult for me to do a lot of reaching out and even get on the, like, even 17 cards received. I personally have just been more focused on just being active in the meetings and and doing my IRL stuff and just making, and then also with
good point. So I'll just do the people that are involved in the metaverse. Cool.
I think that's a vibe. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
like the metaverse builders, they have a little bit of a hand in this. So yeah, I like that.
Good vibes. Yours is already up. I'm just starting, obviously, with everyone that's currently in this meeting.
Yeah, and it's like I also have a lot of friends. I mean, going back to the normie stuff, that are, that work a lot, and so they don't have access to a PC that they can use, but they're bored at work, right? So it's like they're usually on Twitter or they're usually on social media, so platform. So and it's just a link, right? And the GM coffee is really clean on the phone, and it's super cool to the fact that you can chat on the phone too. That's actually accessible on the phone. At first, I thought it wasn't, so that to me was really shocking and super cool to me. So yeah, just having that space where you could jump in, say hi to your friends, or just see what's going on. It'll also help onboard my IRL friends, is what I'm getting to.
Great.
Yeah, I think even though we are mostly using computers ourselves, there's these statistics about how many people worldwide are actually using internet from mobile, especially in maybe not US or like Middle Europe, like Europe countries. So I would think if the B cards is all about inclusion, then we should like think forward and yeah, make favor the mobiles. And in this case, we also favor the computers as they don't get so hot. Did On Cyber launch a new space?
So far I've put up probably around like 15 B cards, something like that.
I'll refresh and take a look.
Yeah, it'll be really nice when we start printing more paper products to hang, because those will be B card like branding, and they'll also be very, very efficient.
Yep.
Yeah, like maybe we could do like another coffee chalkboard sign that says "Visit us at slash station" or something. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, actually, I think GM Coffee should actually be the main room because GM is like it's a everyday thing. You should do this every day, and then we can onboard the good morning people, the GM people, and this room should be like a tutorial room, like with a station link, like you said, and what is B card and how to use it, just different stuff they can read about B cards, and then we just focus on the first time user experience.
Yeah,
Because not everyone has access to a PC. And like you said, if they keep crashing on the first time, they might never use it again.
and I think you mentioned this before. I'm not saying now, but I'm just saying that this would probably be the spot to use it. And what I'm referring to is like having that live person greeting. know we've mentioned this before, but I think this is probably the spot to have that, right? So as soon as someone pops in, hey, welcome, how you doing? How'd you find out about this, and kind of getting that information, also adding to statistics, but that's just regardless. But yeah, so back to the having somebody there, that would be really cool. That's just to bring that concept back that we've talked about before.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that this being the primary one does make a lot of sense, just because, like the tea shop, for example, is, in my opinion, objectively a better space, but it is impossible to render on a phone. Okay, and this is really stripped down to be, workable, and to the extent of only turning on animations on things that have very low data usage, and whatnot. So I think, and we use pretty minimal 3D stuff. Like it's a coffee shop, but to save 3D rendered items, we only use 2 coffee pieces. So I think, so here's what I was thinking, like, where I currently have like this map, we'll change that stuff up, and that could be like, tutorial sort of stuff that, you do while waiting in line for your coffee or whatever. And, someone like 3402 said she would be a, barista or whatever, she would want to role play as that. That's what she told me. So in one of the spaces. So, there could be people that just want to greet people in the morning, and I don't even know if it has to be so scheduled as much as just, if people are around type thing. But I think it's going to be very hard to get new people to use a very long link. I think it'll be kind of easy for them to remember something like GM coffee.
Yeah, it's like coffee. Everyone knows what coffee is, but GM, what's GM? GM's like a crypto thing.
Yeah, but currently we are probably almost exclusively appealing to crypto people.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's the best way to onboard like non-crypto folks. Like, GM, not everyone does that.
Good point. I forget that because everyone I know in real life also is involved in crypto. So everyone always writes GM in my IRL life too. But is that not a normal thing? I've been too deep.
It's like computer people.
I think GM in normie life means a lot different than GM in crypto. But I think GM is recognizable as crypto. It just doesn't mean the same thing. And I think it's a very easy way to get people into the ecosystem that's not like threatening and not like cryptos in your face, like GM and coffee, like good morning coffee. And then like for crypto, it's like a little more like enticing. So I like this. The direction this is going.
And then GM's like a 24/7 thing. And if we want people to be here all the time.
And you want to know something kind of funny? GM coffee really could be our thing that we put in multiple metaverses as well, which is funny because it's not really associated with our brand. But it could be, right? There's no reason not to be. And because I think it was 3869 I was talking to, and maybe 448 as well, about how once the other side opens up, we should open like metaverse home there as well, because I've got like 3 pieces of land in that ecosystem, and so we should be cross metaverse, and that maybe the type of product that's there is we'll perfect what GM coffee is, potentially, and then we could open that in other metaverses as well.
Yeah, I feel like we were looking the whole time we were describing it as like our hotel lobby or thing, but like this makes so much more sense as like our hotel lobby it's just more us. I just feel like it's more like of the culture and the vibe.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I really feel something about this place, and this is a place I want to like hang out in. One reason doesn't heat up my computer. Two, it has like true crypto vibes, and just like, even though, yeah, I agree. Like bonsai, tea shop is on another level, but this is different, and yeah, I agree with WDM.
I agree. So thank you guys for kind of coming together on some mobile front, because I do think this sort of shift was necessary. And 448, absolutely brilliant use of the GM coffee thing. So I would not have put that up myself, but I appreciate that. I did make that GM coffee logo from the heart for real. So now here's a funny thing. I was thinking about, like, how we actually put these prices. Like, we could make like little polygon like NFTs if people wanted to. I don't know, like, just to show that you can do, like, not even to make money really, but just is a show that you can do microtransactions. That doesn't need to be now, but I do think at some point we should try testing out microtransactions within the metaverse.
Hey, that coffee there, 448 made that, right? We really can start selling them, right? For a really small magic I mean,
Actually, that's 100% right. That is 100% the case. I think what would make sense is maybe I'll work with 448 for Bcard, one 3D coffee for each of those types, and we could, have people, maybe create some sort of wallet that the person who's working as the barista or whatever, can facilitate transfers from or something. Well, actually, that person would just have to hold them. It doesn't have to be, it could be like a personal touch, like, oh, I've sent you this coffee, because actually that's how a real coffee shop works. It's not like there's some magical contract that generates your coffee. And, the prices could be lower, than they were stated there. But I do think people, as stupid as it might sound, I think this very simple concept could be used. And it's important to do these microtransactions, because without them, without commerce being like a ready, thing and being really utilized in the metaverse, it really won't make long-term traction, I don't think.
I would advise, probably it's better to find someone with a little bit of skills. Just to it would be really nice to make like espresso, americano, cappuccino, latte, all of these like in similar design and everything. I could like find like one of that, but there wouldn't be that same feeling. It's probably like worth to pay someone like
Yeah. I can.
yeah, and then make like one design. Maybe even they can facilitate if they are like in the Bcard community, or they really like the idea. They could maybe like also participate in this whole selling thing. These could be like all different pricing. So when someone sends like 0.000 something, and it's you receive this exact number, and it's, for example, latte. And yeah, I really like this idea. And but I wouldn't want to make all.
Yeah. Not. It doesn't need to be you, but the general concept, yeah, it kind of is pretty cool, because, and what it should probably do, what it should probably be is like the logo could have like the GM Coffee logo, but then have like, Bcard on it as well. Not something for day one, but I think, it's these minor things like that would separate us, that people go, oh, these people are actually like really contemplating what a metaverse is, rather than just some game space or whatever.
I remember when we were talking about like jobs, like what do we hire someone for that? Like someone who knows coffee.
You mean to be the barista?
Someone would be there like for a time period. Like they have to show up for shift.
Yeah, I mean, do we know any coffee aficionados in our micro group? What about when I post a job listing? I can make that today. Looking for metaverse barista person. Yes, and we will be paying, like, what's the standard wage? We'll pay that plus $5 an hour.
Yeah, we have a video posting now, recorded posting now, job posting.
Yeah, like put the job posting like literally by and be like, apply to this, just this Twitter account, if you want to, apply for this barista job. Bcard experience preferred. 10 plus Bcards preferred. That actually makes sense that the number of Bcards would be a reasonable recommended job thing to have, right? You do want the person to be a Bcard holder. You do want them to be relatively experienced in the market. I mean, 448, like, we kind of talked about yesterday how, having Bcards is a good proxy for trust because, someone with 100 Bcards likely wouldn't screw someone else in Bcard over for like 1 ETH, even, or definitely not like a quarter ETH or something. So, it kind of shows that this group, could be a reasonable, the number of Bcards could be a reasonable proxy for trustability.
Yeah, that's definitely something to take into account. And yeah, it was really nice to just show it live as you sent me this 0.1. Like it's nothing. Like I know it's like this amount is nothing, but really just like the gestures shows it. And as you like today, you were ready to like send like 1 ETH just for me to do some bidding. You're like, it's really good just to show and how it plays out in real life. Not in real life, in metaverse life, but
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now we get like onboard GM people and coffee people, because a lot of people drink coffee. And even the tea people, because like coffee shops sometimes they have tea too.
Let me really think about a good NFT for the coffee.
Hey, have you thought about creating like a Bcard like logo? Like I know you made the one that you're rocking as the PFP right now.
Yeah, I have a logo in mind. It's in process.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Does it look like the cards?
There is a resemblance, but it's under wraps. But I am working on a new logo, and I don't know how. Like I haven't finished it yet because it's actually very complicated to finish.
Yes.
But I have a new logo that I plan to unveil.
Great. That's excellent. I'm just thinking about that. It's powerful. I took a look at the OpenSea page. We're rocking, your card right now.
Yeah,
I would yeah. Yeah, whatever it is, I just think that'd be good. And it sounds like you're working on it.
Yeah, the new one is, I don't know if it would be the permanent long-term logo, but the new logo incorporates all people in Bcard. So we'll see. But I mean, it's just experimental. If it looks horrible, I won't use it. But designed it kind of, and it's a work in progress because it requires a lot of programming to get it. So it would be generative. I mean, I agree. The current logo isn't perfect by any stretch. So it could just be, I mean, a simple like upgrade to the logo. To me, it kind of is pointless to do like a middle logo, but we could just do something that's like a B card that says like bcard.eth. But I don't even know if I really want like a .eth in there. I don't know. There's not a great one I've thought of. So the new one is pretty different. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking something similar to that potentially, and I haven't seen what it looked like. But if we just did B card, like a B card, and then the B card, and the crisp, clean line we have, and then something really meaningful, like one or two really meaningful words. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I know. Actually, I might. Now that you say it,
Printing
I may
Co.
scratch the other idea I had because I just in my mind drew the new logo. Let me test it out in like 10 seconds. Give me a second. It makes a lot of sense. It isn't the other idea I had. So thank you for the inspiration. A hint: we are changing our tagline though for the new version. Because right now it's the name is everything, and the new version's tagline is "You are you."
Let's go. Massive.
Which basically is saying that you are not like your ENS, you are not a wallet address.
You are not your digits. You are not your cartoon. Something.
Yeah, exactly. And really, only through the experimentation of Bcard 1, effectively, we couldn't know that you could create this verifiable identity, really, I think, until we tried out Bcard 1. So this current version, right? Because now it's very clear, even if you're changing wallets, even if you're changing just who everyone is, the spirit of everyone or the soul of everyone is very apparent. Even if everyone's changing everything. And so, but I don't think we could have concluded that until we actually tried this out. So it's an evolution. Digit people, apologies. The name is not everything. What do you think? 5459. I told you the thing before. Do you like that more?
It's a natural evolution. I think once you launch Bcard 2.0 too, and I don't know if you ever want to discuss like maybe just like the ENS component of it, but I think the technicals and stuff also drove that decision, right? Since so many people don't know how to actually properly manage their domains.
Yeah, there's many reasons why we went with that name or that tagline. I mean, for one, people like the reason I say that the ENS isn't the person is from managing everyone's amendments. People change these regularly. Some of the people change their numbers multiple times. So to claim that this number is the person, I think, is a weak argument. Maybe over the course of several years, 50% of people don't change them, but still, if it can be stolen, it's not you, because you realistically in the modern world are not easily able to be stolen. So yeah, that's part of it. Let me just play with this real quick. I'll get back to you guys in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's amazing that these ideas are like born, like getting there. We are just like chilling there with bonsais, with the forest. It was also like a random idea, and then this um, tea shop, which is also like a random idea and turned out like super great. And now the coffee thing, which is like derivative of tea shop, but now we are like thinking this should be the major place, really introducing new concepts about the mobiles and everything. So yeah, just like spending these 2 hours a day, you want it or not, you will progress. So that's amazing.
It's nice hanging with you guys. I've got to peace out. But yeah, we'll join another space soon. And WTM, I owe you another piece, I think.
Yes, you do, because we're gonna launch in maybe like a day, so I want to have something up for you. Yeah, like 448 was saying, like, great. Like, if you do have a spot, again, there's no pressure, but if you do have a spot in art shop, like, be prepared to, like, maybe have something, right? Like, when something sells, because like it'd be a shame for like it to be blank, or for your card to be moved somewhere else. So that's just something to consider and think about. But I'm sure you have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, I think I'll drop to work on some stuff. So yeah. Peace, everyone. Take care. GN.
Hey, yeah, see you later. 5, 4, 5,
GN.
9. So this logo definitely is unable to go out because it obviously violates the letter thing. So, yeah, but I just want to see it myself. It'd be so simple, so good. And the other thing, we'll table it.
That's great. I mean, we're just gonna stay consistent. Do you use Times New Roman as our font?
On the new one, it will
Okay.
probably be that for most people, or
Okay.
a variance of it. I want to say it. See, the new one is actually a little different because the new one is on chain, fully on chain. So depending on the computer that you're on, it will render differently because that font is just a font.
Right.
Yeah. So on some computers, it will render like the current Bcard looks. On other computers, it will render in Times New Roman or a similar. I don't know if it's Times New Roman. It's like some very similar to Times New Roman font.
Got it. Okay. And did you, for this new design, did you do something very similar to what a Bcard looks like right now? Or did you something else?
The new design, I don't really want to publish, but I will DM everyone in here just because there's not that many people.
Thank you.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm trying to match the font and fonts off. What the fuck? I don't know if I love it. I have to think about it more.
Yep, take your time. You don't have to set anything out.
Yeah, it kind of works. I'll send it to you guys. I mean, it's an idea. I'll just do a quick little group chat for all of us. I don't know. I don't know if I love that, but that's an idea. Something like that. Anyway. Kind of makes sense. You guys
Sorry.
see it?
No, I just have my my mic on mute. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking. I like this. Can the Bcard logo be the only card that does not have to have the .eth?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like,
yeah. Maybe it's better without that. Let me say.
Yep. And then, let me just see. Did you increase the font on the bcard.eth? I'm just trying to see. No, you didn't. Okay. Nope, that's how all the lines are and how all the fonts are. Got it. Okay. Does that look better? Does that look official?
You'll see it, but I'm not confident because then the subtext would be longer than the top text, which is a little mixed. I don't know if I love this, but probably
I don't like it's cool, but not for a logo. I think logo should be something more clean. The cleanless level of the current logo is real like top, but you need to somehow find the middle ground. One that you like.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
The new logo that I'm thinking of will be very interesting. I will at least rock it for a while because it's a very personal to Bcard thing. Basically, it's like a map. It's a clean mapping of everyone's connections. I want to do something like that at least for a while. I don't know if it'll be like the long-term logo, but like, you know how everyone's been talking about like, hey, we need to map our connections. That's what I've been working on. So I think it'll be worthwhile. I personally don't like either of those that I just sent you guys, so I don't think I would use that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it, and I'm glad it's out there and exists.
It's been eliminated.
Right. And yeah, absolutely. I did it though. I was maybe envisioning it, being a little bit different. It didn't exactly.
You got to remember that's like, I mean, that's what it would look like. That was pretty close. I could have rendered it like on chain, but it wouldn't have looked all that much different than that.
Right.
Yeah, probably not my go-to. I mean, I'm trying to think of just a really simple version. I don't know. I mean, for me, I can't really produce content like on demand. Okay, so like I'll produce a logo at some point, and it'll be good.
Yep.
By the way, hi Night Owl, and again, congrats on that mega 3,300 sale. That was cool. Yeah, no, that logo is terrible. The one that we just were messing with. It just doesn't look good because personally, I'm partial, but I do think digits on the top just look better. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they look great. I'm just at the I'm on OpenSea right now looking at our page. Yep. It looks
the original one, because you have to remember that original one was like a form of like an art project, right? So you know,
yeah.
It literally says like Figure 8 like in the title, right? So
Yep.
that, and then the new one is us, right? You know.
Yeah.
And that's why the logo will be different. So
right.
Now it won't immediately be different because there are things that we're changing. You know, some things are complicated, so we can't fix everything at once. We're like number one, just working on getting to the new contract.
Yeah. So if people have 3 cards right now, are they waiting for the new contract? Have you issued them something?
No, I'm not issuing them anything because it would be utterly pointless.
Yeah.
No. We've basically stopped issuing things, you know, a while ago, because even when we were still issuing them, we were kind of selectively issuing them. So I would say it's been about a week and a half at least where we're not really issuing cards, and you know, but we'll get there very shortly. So and to be frank, we didn't even really want more transfers because to port them over is like a major pain in the ass. Like done with our contract today, but to port will take us like 3 days probably, of like pretty long, because you don't want to, like, yeah, it's not super simple because it's not like a standard fork. We have to like kind of recreate all the transfers. So yeah, kind of a pain in the ass.
Five digits will look good on the cards.
For sure. Yeah. I'm pretty confident you guys will really like the new logo. Very much. And 448, I think you're absolutely right. You know, just sitting here 2 hours a day like forces us to like think about a lot of things, and so just through like sheer time of we come up with stuff. I actually had a new idea for just a simple logo. Let me try it out right now. Could work. So for Twitter, you need something really simple, okay? I think logo wise,
Yeah,
that's like looking
right.
right.
It has to look good.
Okay, check this out.
In the PFP, yeah, in the PFP, we'll test.
Check this out. This is just crisp. I can send it to you guys because you would, if you were scrolling through, you would know what that is.
Sorry, I was mute again. Wow, I like it. Damn.
Because you just want to. It just needs to be noticeable enough. Like I think you would intuitively know if you've seen Bcard even once. I think you would know that that's Bcard's logo.
Right. Yeah, it looks great. I like it a lot. Maybe we make the line maybe a little more distinguished, but it looks fantastic. Maybe we raise it up a little. I don't know. I like.
And I'm just doing it to the same specs as
the same specs. It's the same specs. Okay, it looks I like it. 448.
Yeah, it's oh, sorry guys. It's
I mean,
definitely
I'll make it so it's the exact same as our current one.
so I was thinking maybe if it's like a Twitter logo or a logo which are usually squares and show up as circles, it's forced to make it a square and make the whole B card smaller so it would like fit into the circle without
Oh,
cutting the edges.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, I like the idea. It's simple, it's clean. It like yeah, you can understand that it's B card or at least something like that. You know, it gets the idea through.
And the dimensions are a little different, I think, than what Bcard is because, again, it's an abstraction of Bcard, so it's just whatever probably looks visually the best.
Mm-hmm. Also on the bcards, it seems that the outline or the outer line is a little bit thick right here.
I'm fully aware of that, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
No,
the reason I'll show you why I don't do that.
Yep.
Here's what that would look like otherwise. If we did it like, if it was the full specs to what Bcard is, it would look more like this, which I think would be harder to see. See what I mean? That's not gonna show up in a look. Yeah, you need something.
Right. No. That, yeah. I hear you on that. Absolutely. Okay, I see where you went with that. No, I mean, it looks great. I mean, do you want to see what it looks like with the underline bold, or no?
With the what?
Does it look good with the line bold, like to match the size of the, or no?
Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know. I'll play with it. I don't. I think it looks worth it.
Yeah,
I trust my own eye pretty well.
Yes. Yeah, you can play with sizing or whatever, but yeah, that's good. I do like the simplicity of this.
Yeah, if you put text in there, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, the first one you did looks good.
Yeah.
Did you put it inside the PFP yet?
No, because I'm gonna run it by our my dev before I do anything.
Yes. Nice. No. Yeah. No, you're not gonna.
But I could fuck around and put it inside of our little group chats thing, I guess. See how it looks.
Yeah, let's see.
What do you guys think? 448, you like that?
You mean the new logo or what?
Right. Yeah, do you like that? Is that simple enough? Do you like that? Or
yeah, I love it. I love it. Definitely no text. It should be simple, but get the idea true. So and it does both jobs. So it's perfect.
Great. I mean, guys, just so you're fully aware, I'm so on top of the circle thing. I basically will pull the black based on, like, I create like a circle inside my design software to perfectly pull a square.
Yo, guys, is Brazilian like a common word?
Brazilian?
Bazillion, which is
Oh,
like a big but undefined number. Is it like used often in English speaking countries?
kind of, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, Brazilian.
Is it
Not
for
very.
sale?
With B, not G, but B.
Yeah.
Bazillion. Yeah.
Oh, a bazillion, a gazillion. I don't know.
Yeah. Like. Thanks,
Is
guys.
it like
Are you trying to use it somewhere? 448.
Checking expiries, and there's this for $200. So I was like thinking, researching, but there's like this thing with some words. If you are not like a English speaker, you like kind of don't know if it's like used really. So yeah, thanks for your input. But I think I found a good one. I'm registering it. Midwife, not thief.
was that one just like available?
448. Did you register that, or are you buying that?
It's on expiration, but don't get it, please. I need to send like a bit more ETH to get it. Please don't get me. But
I
yeah,
won't be. I won't be.
I was checking registry, the expired ones. Usually, like people buy them all up around 1 ETH, but I don't know why was this one missed.
Yeah, loaded for me. Did you just put it up, 8?
Yeah, it's not good. I gotta redo it. You're right. I do have to bump the one thing up because it's small. Like difficult. Okay, I think that's better. Let me see how it looks on my phone. I would probably want to like live with it for a little bit before deciding on anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I know you're probably aware of this. Obviously, the line, the separating line. It's interesting that in the Bcards, it's actually, is it a little bit thicker than the outline?
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah,
that's just
it
the
is.
font. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the
Yeah.
problem is this is again an
Mm-hmm.
abstraction.
Yes, abstraction, absolutely.
So if we do that, I mean, I guess here's what that would look like.
Mm-hmm. Just a little more defined, right? I can tell exactly from the group info, very pushed. I could live with this one for a little bit.
What do you think of that one? I want to see how it looks on my phone. Okay, so obviously it has to be a little smaller, but I know that like the design is I think that we want the lines to be bigger because it's just too small otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's not like 100% the same, but it's just too difficult to read otherwise.
No, this is good. What are you thinking? Are you thinking this size is good? Do you want to make it any bigger, or do you? Did you think? Did you say that you had to make the line maybe a little bit smaller in the middle, or are you thinking this was good for visibility?
I'm redoing it.
Okay.
When you're doing these Twitter ones, you got to redo them like usually like 10 times to get it. I've noticed.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're designing for like a little icon. Okay, I think this looks better just intuitively. I understand that it's off center, but
It looks really good in my opinion.
so I just center it out and then be fine.
448. Are you seeing this?
Yeah,
Let me just center it a little off.
thicker lines is definitely better. I think it could be even a little bit more thick, but I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely better than the previous.
Okay.
We trust you, 8. We trust you.
I got an eye for stuff, I think. Decent. Okay, this is logo 8. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I think this is a little cleaner, a little more centered. Still a little off center, I think. Do you like it a little smaller like that?
At first glance, because I gotta look at it a little bit longer. At first glance, I like it a little bit bigger because just the way that they look on the card, it's almost extended out all the way to the sides. Like on the cards. They're just like that's just what I'm thinking first look. Let me see. Yeah, I think if it's a little bit bigger, it's just more recognizable as a card.
Yep.
That's just my first opinion. I mean, I'm loving the simplicity of this. Anyone else? 448.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're gonna do another version, then we can edit it from the new version.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, some of this isn't 100% intentional. You got to remember it's a little tough to size this perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think it's better now. Even maybe a little better. Could have like fucking tiny got friggin' eyes to see this stupid stuff because I try to optimize it for how it looks on my iPhone.
Yep. I think this is a step in the good direction. I'm less as opposed to the other way.
Yep. Give me a sec. I got one more.
Yep.
So we're gonna cut like. Okay, V10. Let's see how this goes. Thank you guys for troubleshooting this in real time, but I do think this looks a lot better, so appreciate the feedback. This looks better, I think.
Boom. There it is. You got the nice length. Ooh, those nice long lines on the bottom. Really nice.
What do you think? 448. I feel like you got a pretty good eye.
Yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. Is the quality like the best, or does just the Twitter messes with it? If I open the photo, it's a bit blurry, but probably that's just Twitter and doesn't really matter that much if it's just a logo, like a logo. Just an idea. What do you think if the line that's in there is a little bit longer? What are your thoughts on that?
It is actually quite short in the original one, but I personally don't love it that wide. I think it's kind of weird to me, but it somewhat looks like a laptop when it's the full screen. I don't know.
Okay, yep. Is there any in between? Is there a little bit, or was that basically from the other one and the last one? That's as short as you can make it. What do you think?
I'm gonna redo it. I don't
Mhm.
like it.
Yep. Maybe a little bit shorter, right? Is that what you're thinking?
A little bit. It needs to be not as big in the screen.
Yeah.
And I think I'm also gonna be able to get rid of the crisp problem. So. Actually, that looks pretty good.
It gas me was like 3 away just now.
Dude, I literally just put a totally fresh image in there. I do think it needs to be a little bit smaller still. I think that looks a little. I think you do want gap on the left and right. Can I get your guys' opinion?
Wait, what? The logo? The logo looks great.
Did you see we just updated it?
Yeah, for the 10th time.
I think it's something like that. Okay, so this one's a bit different. This one has a bit more black on the left and the right because I think you want to be able to tell that it's like a card.
Yeah, I think it looks better with with a smaller card too.
Yeah. Do we like that? Is that, can we, what do you think, 448?
Sorry, it's a little bit hard to track the changes without seeing the previous one side by side, but it looks good, man. You know, it looks good.
Okay. Just so you know, every time I send out anything, it's like this level of repetition on my end. Like sometimes I'll go through like over 20 versions. What about you, WDM?
Yeah, I like it. I really like this concept. I like how we thicken the lines a little bit. That looks great. Um, it overall really good. I mean, listen, we're talking about like little tweaks, you know. That's all. As long as it looks
Do
good
we
in the
feel pretty
PFP.
good? Should I throw it in the new? Should I just say fuck it and throw it in the Twitter logo?
Hell yeah!
Okay.
You have
Yeah,
you have the green light.
I have
This
people.
was some epic fucking shit right here.
Logo. Bam! There you go. There you go. It's
Wow, that
Is it,
looks good on the official PFP. Whoa, it looks excellent in here.
we are an abstraction of an abstraction. I feel we accomplished something.
Wow, what's that? Yeah,
We got a
that
new
was some.
logo. It's much better looking than the logo I was thinking up in my mind, to be honest, because I mapped out what I was thinking that was going to be. This is better looking. It's so simple.
Yeah, it's
The reason it
Bcard.
has to be simple, the logo needs to be so simple, is because we're saying that Bcard is simple, right? So the logo can't be complex if we are saying that our product is simple. You know what I mean?
I mean, this represents the brand so well, in my opinion. So I'm glad we really went with this minimalist thing. I knew it was in you. I knew you would, you know, have something to say and to think about this. So this was good that we got it out, and it's just it took a lot of brain power, you know. But this is really good.
See, we design in real time.
Yeah.
You guys
Very
complain
good.
about a logo, you get a new logo within an hour.
That's
What
very good.
other NFT project would do that?
No, I know. That's the beauty of it. So it's really good. That looks really good, by the way. It looks better than when it was in that group message. It looks really good in this Spaces.
I mean, I'm looking at it against the banner too, and it looks really good, I think. So I did do perfect centering on that. I don't know if it's perfectly centered. Is that my eyes or whatever? But I mean, I did the exact same. It really is centered. I don't know if it's like slightly off, but whatever. It's good enough. It's pretty damn crisp. It's about as simple as it gets, I think. It communicates all of Bcard simplistically.
It's really good. It's, you know what I was thinking too, which is a potential for it. I don't know what kind of how you want to explore this, but it's something we could potentially print. It's beautiful. I don't know if a Bcarders get one, but it's just gorgeous. It's you could put it up in a room. I don't know. It's really nice.
Well, I do appreciate that. The yeah, you guys are gonna get something else that you will put up in your individual rooms. I think maybe 70% of people probably will, be my guesstimate. Yeah. I mean, if you guys want, I guess would you guys rather see like a work in progress or like be surprised by something? Like, what do you think?
Well, are you going to show just us, or are you going to show, more people? Is it going to change a lot?
You guys, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is it going to change a bunch if, when we see it? I mean, I
It's
feel like
it wouldn't change.
Right. I'm down for anything, man. I'm just excited to see it. So if it's the first time, not when it's released, I'd be happy to. If I have to build up the anticipation, then I will. But whatever you want, I'm in.
Yeah. I think we'll do it like, I'm gonna ask the dev how. I think unfortunately we are several layers deep, but I could tease you guys. I mean, one sec. Let me just think. Maybe if you guys want to hear it, do you guys have a few minutes to hear about it now, or do you want to hear about it tomorrow?
Well, I'm down to hear about it right now. A little bonus time, like a little reward.
So this is a little bit of reward. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you about it, and then I'll just DM you guys what it would look like. So, okay. So you know how we stopped at 256? Okay. Well, the reason we stopped at 256 is because of this art project. So basically, as you're probably aware, color on a screen is 0 to 255 for RGB, right? And that determines like pretty much all the colors that we look at. RGB?
Not really. Could you go into it?
Okay, so the way color is generated for the most part on a computer is through by mixing red, green, and blue. Okay, and that they mix it on a scale of 0 to 255. Okay, so basically, if it's 0, 0, 0, that's black. If it's 255, 255, that's white. Okay, and then every other color so it's 256 to the third power. Okay, so it's 16.7 million colors can be made from that. And when you're doing gen art, you're usually manipulating RGB in some capacity when you're doing colors. Okay, so why would we do this? Well, let's think about something. When you get your Bcard, how are you receiving your Bcard? Like, what is the requirement to get your Bcard, WDM?
The requirement is you must receive 3 Bcards from Bcard holders.
Okay.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So, what
3.
does every Bcard holder have?
Ooh. A digit.
Yeah, but on the back end, what do they have?
They have a Bcard.
What do you think, 448?
So basically, it's, for example, 3 people that sent me cards. The ones that validated me, they sent me like I don't know, ID 1, ID 55, ID 70, and then you combine these IDs and get the color.
Yes. So
Jeez,
exactly.
nice.
So basically, if you think about it, all Genesis holders are black and white because they're generated from me. 111. They're black. Okay. So their primary color is black. Then someone like I've done 3869s is like a demo version. I'll just go through someone's. I did a. Let me look up my screen. Okay, whatever. I'll just pull up 3869s because he's here. So let me go to Polygon Scan. Bcard. Okay. Was that him? Yeah. So I think 3869's is a bit complicated because I believe he transferred all his at one point in time. So I first have to go look at the initial transfer for him, or he moved all. Yeah. So okay. Yes. Okay. So his first card he received was from King Tyler. King Tyler is 82. The second card he received is from token ID 70. The third color he received or ID he received is 113. Okay. So his color is, I think, like a purplish color. Okay. I have it on my screen. Give me one second. Yeah, it's kind of like a matte purple color. Okay. So there you go. That's his background color. That's who he is, his primary color. Now, how do we get the inverse color, right? Because you need something that'll be somewhat complementary. So we do 255 minus those token IDs in the same order to get the contrast color, which ends up looking quite good on most of the B cards that I tested. I tested like about 20. Okay, so why is this interesting? For one, if you basically gave many of those first three, you are impacting the color on everyone else. Okay, so like 448, 3869, friggin' 4050, these people onboard a shitload of people. Okay, their color is going to be felt throughout everyone. So if I give a card to someone, it's a black color. It darkens their color because I'm one. So if I'm in the first three, their color is just going to inevitably be darker. Now, what I was thinking originally for this logo idea, this concept art on the visualization, is if you imagine another reason why 256 is important is we can stack B cards 16 left, horizontally, 16 on the, vertically, and you would get the same, dimensions of a B card, right? Because it's a square. And so, you mean like mathematically a square. And so the reason that matters is now you could imagine the B card cut up into 256 places, right? So let's say the Genesis 1-1 card is, bottom left. Okay, so that's me. That is just going to be black on white. And for the most part, most of the first 50, 60 are black and white. But then as you move to the right, the colors lighten up as more higher token people, in basically seed everyone else. And so it's a way that like everyone gets this personalized one of one, their B card with their color on the background and their contrast color. So actually, funny enough, 448's logo is very similar to what his logo would look like because he is a Genesis holder, so he's black and white, and so I just thought it'd be cool and so basically first editions get more of a customized color, right? Because they are generated from other people, and then people that were like early first editions, their colors are like I did like 8324 because she was like an early one. So hers is like almost like black on like a nighttime black, so a little bit of blue, something very subtle, and then contrasting with like a very light gold, and it's like gorgeous looking. And some of them are better looking than others, of course, but the cool thing is that each of you, the way we set it up, have a color because it's literally created via the token IDs. What do you guys think?
Bro, that's amazing.
Method to the madness. I'm just saying it from the method to the madness.
You're a real nerd. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
insane. It's insane. And great that like it's really cool and meaningful to have like a customized color like this. That was a really meaningful way you thought about it, and it's like a mapping, it's a visualization, it's it's how you were born into this ecosystem. And Yeah, I'm really colors for now. It'll be very interesting to have people read your colors and know where you came from because they'll get to understand that. So it's like a mapping system too. It's very cool. So
And the reason it's going to be a little complicated is we want to code it accurately, and the problem is some people transfer their wallets, and so it's not as simple as it seems on everyone to be able to do. But what this is basically, we want to say, look, Bcard's generative art platform, we are generating based on you. Okay, this is your origin story within Bcard, and we're generating you a unique color, a unique contrast color based on that origin story. And basically, like this is what I want to be the first gen art project on Bcard. And obviously, it's just a gift to everyone that's a Genesis and First Edition. And basically, just saying, look, like, there's all these different gen art platforms out there, but what we're going to focus on is personalization. And literally the first one is made up from the summation, basically, of all these interactions. So there's a reason we stopped at 256. I understand some people didn't like that because they're like, oh, it's not a beautiful number or something. We still actually have one more person that's getting theirs made in a moment. There's even like an oops person in there who's like, but we're leaving the mistake and everything. So anyway, I was very excited when I came up with that idea because, and I'd wanted to do it for a while. So once we got like throughout the concept, hey, we're going to stop this number. It wasn't like an arbitrary number because I thought my thinking was, when we look back and like if this project's going in like a year or 2 years, it'll be worth it to have stopped a little early, to do this, in my opinion, because now we each get our own unique color. Sorry, Genesis people, we're all black on white, but all first editions, who are the powerhouses of the network, get their own custom color, their own custom contrast color. So, and they all get to be part, and everyone gets to be part of the first mint on the new contract. So, I'm pretty excited about it. What do you guys? What do you think? 3869.
I'm very excited to see 120 on everyone's cards.
I've done
a lot
yours.
of people's cards. Because you said a lot of people's cards will be part of mine, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. And that's why this aggregate image I might still use as the Bcard logo at times, because it will basically be the entirety of our project. And just be like, this is us. This is literally us, okay? Because, each person was bestowed a color by everyone else. I don't know. I think it was pretty elegant, personally.
Yeah, that's super amazing. I'm super excited to see everyone's cards.
Yeah, so I might, or what do you think, 448?
Yeah, it's like this principle that these colors are derived from the people that onboarded you. So everyone is basically like this generator like connects people, and that's like the whole point of Bcards, to connect people, and even the art resembles this idea. So it's an amazing concept you came up with.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're already implementing. Like I coded it up, like we're trying to tie it to the contract so it'd be fully on chain. It's kind of a bitch, given we're rolling out Bcard 2, so that's a priority. But we plan to do this as the first generative art project. Then second generative art project is a digits project that I came up with. It's less exciting. I think for 5-digit people. But I came up with it because I had a conversation with WDM about digit art inside After Dark. But it is way less cool than this. I must say I was very happy with that concept because it's not just who, but it's the order in which you got those as well. So
that's great, and I'm interested to see what mine looks like. It was probably this crew just chilling in here who sent me my first Bcards. 38698 probably sent me one, and 448. So could get dark, could be dark in here, but we'll see.
What do you think, 448?
Yeah. Did you check? Aren't there any double colors? Like, yeah, if people, someone was two or more persons were onboarded by the same other people in the same exact order. Did you check for that?
I have not checked for that yet because, as I said, many people switch their wallets, so we haven't
Okay,
done the archaeology fully yet.
but it's very unlikely. But
I'd
yeah,
say it's pretty unlikely, and if it happens, right? But this is why, and 256 by definition obviously is only made up of 1 through 255. So that was the thinking on why 250, and then 256 is also 2 to the 8th power, which is like basis of computing. So anyway, method to the madness. But these are the things this is the stuff that we're thinking about for the gen art, because we're going, no one is actually personalizing content. It's all about the artist, right? And what we're saying is, no, it's about the connection. It's about the person, So we want all the gen art to be really, personalized, and where people can have pride in what they own, not even care who the artist is.
Will you be sending us the art so we don't have to like mint or anything? Have you thought about that?
Well, you'll mint it on the contract on Polygon.
Okay,
Yeah.
mint it right on the contract. Got it.
Yeah, it'll be a similar concept to how you're doing everything else. So, and then in of itself, it's going to be fully on chain and all that crap. So basically, your image would be able to be rendered, regardless of, okay. Here's the other crazy thing to think about. We would condense that image down to probably something like 800 bytes or so, because we're creating it from GenArt. And the way that we're doing, I mean, even our GenArt is a little different than like an Art Blocks. Art Blocks, for the most part, or not for the most part, for everything, is separating it. So they have like a hash, and then separately they have a contract, and then they thirdly have a rendering platform. But the way that this would work is the full image would sit in the metadata. So just by having the one NFT, you have all the data to render your custom image. So thus, literally compressing, what would probably otherwise be a several hundred kilobyte file down to like, under 1 kilobyte, under 1 kilobyte. So anyway, the things we toil with while
So just that's great. I mean, it's fantastic. Just a question. I don't know how much into detail you want to get, but is it going to be like our color? So is it going to be like our card with our color on it?
No, it would be a separate.
Separate. Yes. Yeah. Got it.
1 of 1 separate.
1 of 1. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. 1 of 1. Because we don't think that changing the Bcard like white on black makes any sense, because it should be full, it should clean. That's like the baseline thing, right? That shouldn't really be getting altered. Separately, there'll be these customizable cards, and this will be kind of the intro to that. And also, like, if you think about the metaverse maybe getting bigger, anyone that walks in your room would instantly know, assuming this network was large, that you're a Genesis or First Edition holder because you've got one of those custom cards, right? And then, we always talk about how story matters, right? So now you have a story about a piece because it's literally your, induction or whatever you want to say into Bcard. So you inevitably would have a story like, here are the people I met, or hey, I was a Genesis holder, so.
There's layers to the story. There's not only a story. It's very good.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm very excited about it, to be honest. Very, very happy with it. And it looks quite good. I mean, some of them look outstanding. I've done about 20. Only one was I don't know if I love those colors, but then there's some that are just perfect too. I mean, like, craziest is like King Tyler. He's king, right? His color is friggin' purple, which is the royal color. Insane. Like, and the colors are often very fitting to the person. Like, I'd say 448. Like, you and me, like, I think we like black and white.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So we like, you get the card you deserve, you know.
Amazing.
Anyway, I think that's enough for this session. Enough alpha, because yeah, it really matters. But yeah, so you guys are not gonna. So you guys will all get some of my art as part of the Bcard 2.0. And another thing that's just important is all major gen art platforms, or most of them, the creator of the platform is the one who does the first piece. So I thought it was just important to do something cool that we would all like, that was actually from, you know, the Bcard creator. This will obviously be a collab between me and the dev. Anyway, thank you for the new logo. I'm excited to show you guys that stuff. And I mean, okay, sorry, 10 seconds. The reason it's just so fucking crazy, like on what colors people got, is like Dylan, it's like Satoshi Testnet. He told me he really wanted a black and white like B card a while back, because when I first was making B cards, he requested a black and white B card. This is like back in early May. It was like a project, or before we like were, you know, publicly building on it. And now he's a Genesis holder, and he'll get a black and white card, you know, as requested. But then, you know, everyone else that's like a first edition, you know, gets a card that's customized to them, you know, based on their entrance into B card. I mean, and it also makes you think a lot more about who you're giving those first 3 cards to, because now you're going, okay, I'm actually being remembered on chain for that behavior. You know, so I don't know. To me, it's simple, but you know, cool.
It's very cool. Thanks, 8, and thanks for sharing with us. And we're excited to see all the outputs, because the inputs, it sounded like you really thought about this and in a meaningful way. You know, you could always put together some inputs that are easy, low hanging fruit, but it sounds like you really have a meaningful story, and it'll be a great gift.
Well, I will be very happy to give it to everyone. And, you know, it's just, I couldn't think of because I was thinking of for a long time, what's the project? You know, how do I thank everyone? And to me, like, this is just so perfect, you know, for that. So we'll see how it turns out, but I'm pretty content with everything I've seen so far. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hearing me out on that.
Yeah, this was amazing, Space. Love the new logo, so great job.
Yeah, thanks, guys.